Hello students, welcome to online classes of Geography of Class 8. This is the third class related to your chapter Natural Vegetation, and in my previous video only said that this class will be related to the worksheet based on the previous notes. So I have split up the entire worksheet into three. First is related to objective questions, second is the short questions, and third long questions. So let us proceed with the objective type questions. Now the first question, the first blank under the objective type question is a natural vegetation classification. We have already studied that on the basis of amount of rainfall that every region receives in the entire world, natural vegetation is classified into three categories. And what are those? That is forest, second is grassland, and third is the shrubs or the scrubs. Second, dash and dash are the two major components for the dense growth of natural vegetation. Now, we all know that high temperature and high rainfall, the areas where these two components prevail, over there the vegetation growth is very dense. So what are the two major components then? Warmth and humidity are the two major components for the dense growth of natural vegetation. Third blank, tropical evergreen forest have dash leaves, so they are having broad leaves. Fourth blank, tropical deciduous forest shed their leaves. When do they shed their leaves? Throughout the year or during a particular period. So during a particular period they shed their leaves. So what will be the answer? Annually they shed their leaves. Tropical deciduous forest shed their leaves annually. Next, broad-leaved evergreen trees with long roots, thick barks and waxy leaves are found in which type of forest? It is found in the Mediterranean forest, that is between Europe, Africa, and on its right hand side we are having the part of Eurasia. Trees with valuable softwood are ideal for dash. Now the softwood, if the trees are having hardwood, then it will be very difficult to get the timber from the hardwood. But if it is soft, then it is very much valuable. Why? Because it is ideal for lumbering. Next, the dash forest yields softwood. So what type of forest where the softwood is very common or it is there in that type of forest? That is coniferous forest. And the last objective type question, trees in temperate deciduous forest shed their leaves in the dash season. Now there are two seasons to shed their leaves for the deciduous. One is summer season and another one is autumn season. So for temperate it is autumn season and for tropical it is summer season. Now the next question. Short and long questions. Now why are some forests named as evergreen forest? Now why it is named as evergreen? Because they appears evergreen. And why do they appear evergreen? Because they do not shed their leaves altogether. And why they don't shed their leaves altogether? Because year round they are getting quite a huge amount of temperature, quite a huge amount of rainfall. And there is multiple variety of tree species where the maturity of these variety of tree species is not same. So some shed their leaves during autumn, some during winters, some during summers. So as a result, a part of a forest remains blooming out, remains evergreen, and thus why these forests are named as evergreen forest. Mention the most important two ways in which forests are useful to us. So for all living beings, the most important one way is providing oxygen for our own survival, and second, to maintaining the environment or the ecological balance by providing habitat to the by providing habitat to the wildlife. Because if the wildlife are at the verge of extinction, there will be totally ecological imbalance which will not be beneficial for any of the living organism, or the food chain will be disrupted. So the two ways, number one is providing oxygen, and number two, maintaining the environment by providing habitat to the wildlife. Third question, why are the commercial utilization of evergreen forest difficult? The points can be written in this order. As they are very dense, the accessibility is not easy. Number two, the identification of the tree species is very difficult because of its dense, and they are hardwood. Thus why the commercial utilization of evergreen forest is difficult. Now the last question, that is a long question. Make a comparative study between a generalized evergreen and generalized deciduous forest. No need to split up tropical, temperate, evergreen and deciduous. It is generalized evergreen forest and generalized deciduous forest. And you have to mention 5 points by given 5 criteria or 5 bases. So what will be your 5 bases or criteria? Number 1, it's when do they shed their leaves? That is shedding season. Number two, why it is named so. Number three, or why they are getting the name evergreen or deciduous. That is second. Number three, what is their temperature condition? Number four, what is their rainfall status? Number five, what type of tree species both the forest type prevail. And if you are having, and there are many points like undergrowth, one is having mosses and lichens, another one is having dense undergrowth, why it is so. So you can extend your points or you can write any other points by giving your basis or criteria, but it should be in a tabular form, criteria, and it should be in a table manner. These are the questions that is given in your worksheet. Please write your answers and submit in the worksheet when it will be uploaded. The link will be uploaded. And if you are having still any doubts, just mention it in the comment section. And thank you for following the class.